welcome back to my channel. I almost forgot to film monthly favorites. I literally forgot that it was the end of the month, and then I started seeing everyone else's favorites videos pop up in my feed, and I was like, holy crap, haven't filmed, what is this, January favorites? So today's gonna be January favorites. I have quite a few things to talk about. I tested out a lot of products in January, so let's go ahead and roll into this bad boy. First up is definitely the lashes I'm wearing right now. These are the Eyelure Texture Multi-Pack in the number 117. This is just the empty box that I have. It came with a pack of 3, I think, and I'm wearing them right now, and I have worn this same pair all flippin' month. I'm not even joking. I have at least worn these eyelashes, just this pair right here, 6 or 7 times this month. They have not frayed, they have not lost their shape. I've just been kind of picking the glue off the band, and they have worn incredibly well, and I would definitely suggest them. I really like these a lot better than the Ardell Demi Wispies because like the name says, these are a little bit more textured. So there's some short hairs in here, there's some longer hairs, and then there's also medium length hairs in these lashes, and I just think they're so pretty, great for all types of looks, whether you're doing dramatic or every day. Just a heads up, the sun is probably going to be rocking in and out throughout this video. It is a wacky, actually it's not a wacky time of day, the sun is just acting really weird right now, but I'm gonna move into the next product. These are the new Makeup Forever Artist Matte Liquid Lipsticks, and I'm wearing a shade right now, except I do have a gloss on top of it. I'm that person who wears a liquid lipstick and then puts lip gloss on top of it. I don't know why, most of the time I feel like a glossy lip looks better on me, but I'm wearing the shade 109 on my lips right now. I honestly love all the colors within this range. If you want to see full swatches, go to my Monday makeup inspo video, and I swatched all 6 of the shades at the end of that video. But these are very long lasting, they're comfortable, they're not too drying on the lips. Obviously any liquid lipstick is going to dry down, it's going to feel matte definitely, but these aren't super uncomfortable, and I just really appreciate this shade range. The shade range is just phenomenal. Even though there are just 6 colors, the colors are gorgeous. They're just shades that everyone would wear, all skin tones can wear, and yeah, I just really think Makeup Forever did a great job choosing the colors for this this particular launch. I do think that more colors probably will come out in the future, but this is the shade range they chose to stick with for the initial launch, I suppose. Next up is a drugstore product I discovered last month, and that is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Hydrating Tint with Hyaluronic Acid. And I did a full video on this product and several other drugstore products this month, and I really did like this. It is very similar to me, or in my opinion, to the bareMinerals Complexion Rescue. It has a little bit more coverage. Obviously, I feel like bareMinerals Complexion Rescue is probably going to have better ingredients in it for your skin compared to the Neutrogena. Obviously, drugstore products generally do tend to have preservatives or things of that nature in them, but this foundation is gorgeous. I love the packaging. It's identical to the Clinique Beyond Perfecting foundation. It's got that nice big wand, and you can just kind of rub it all over your skin. But this is a really great drugstore product if you like light medium coverage, a nice healthy dewy finish, and just something that's great for everyday wear. I have been really impressed with this product. These are a few of the new Eco Tools brushes from the new launch that they did. Whoa, I still have powder in mine. These are from the new launch, the new 2017 launch, and I purchased also this sponge, the new Eco Tool sponge that they came out with, and I've been using this nonstop. Now I will say I don't think it's very durable. It already has quite a few tears in it, but it does clean really nicely. It cleans, like, I'll just use my regular Real Techniques brush cleaner with this, and all the makeup ends up coming out of it, and I don't know how that happens, because with like my Real Technique sponge, I can never get this thing clean, no matter how much soap I put in it. But this one seems to be cleaning up really well, so I appreciate that. But I ended up finding this at Walmart, and so I've been using it this past month. And then my network, which is Style Haul, did send me, I don't know if they saw on my Snapchat that I had been looking for these, because I had mentioned on Snapchat that I drove all around my town trying to find these, and I couldn't find them anywhere, and these pretty much showed up on my doorstep a couple days later. So these are just some of the new brushes that you can find at, I think, pretty much any drugstore, and I have been really impressed. They are so soft. They apply makeup delicately, just everything you kind of want in a makeup brush or like an accessory makeup brush. So I use this big one for my powder. I use this smaller tapered one to set my under eye area, and I obviously use the fan brush to highlight with. So really inexpensive brushes, and I think they are definitely worth the inexpensive price tag. They're very good quality. This is a foundation I rediscovered in my collection this past month. I wanted to take this to New Orleans when I traveled in the first week of January, and I had this foundation but in my summer color, and so I wanted to go pick up a lighter color, and it's the Lancome Tint Idole Ultra Wear Makeup Stick. I love this foundation so much. I love the entire Tint Idole line, but this is so perfect for travel. It is like instant, immediate coverage. I don't have to set it with anything, and it lasts all day on my skin, which is very rare. The finish of this is just really nice and natural on my skin, and I cannot say enough good things about it. I have been keeping it on my desk all month just for like quick application, out the door, no fuss. And what's funny about when I went to go pick this up, the only place in my area that sells Lancome is Belk, and they basically have like 3 or 4 makeup counters in my Belk. They have a Clinique, Estee Lauder, and Lancome, and basically the same women run all 3 of those counters. No matter like if they work technically at a Clinique counter, they still will run the other counters, which is very strange to me. But I went in, this is kind of like a mini rant. I went in to get a lighter color in this, and I ended up picking out 210 Buff In. And I kind of, told the lady, I was like, yeah, I need the Tint Idole stick foundation. And she was like, stick foundation? And I was just like, yeah, this. And she was just like, oh, that must be a new product. I've never seen that before. We must have just gotten that in. And I said, nope, I've had mine for over a year, close to a year now. And she was like, honey, I've been working here 17 years. I have never sold one of these foundations. These have got to be new. I mean, she was like arguing with me on whether this foundation was new or not. And I was, first of all, wanted to be like, okay, your ass has a Clinique coat on. You obviously are not educated or trained in Lancome, so why are you trying to sit here and argue with me on when a foundation was launched or if it's new? And she was just getting hateful with me, and I was just like, okay, can you just give me 210 Buff In? That is what I need. That's all I'm here for. And I'll be out of your hair. But she was just like adamant on arguing with me on how this must be new and how she had never sold one before. And I was just like, you know what? I can't help that. But my point with that is that I hate going to counters for makeup. That is one reason I do not, and this was an older lady, I will just go ahead and say, and she's always at the Clinique counter. So yeah, I hate going to counters to get makeup. I much would have rather gotten my points and bought this at Sephora, but I don't have a Sephora near me. Okay, 2 products from Hourglass this month, which I am completely shocked because I normally do not gravitate towards Hourglass products. And the Hourglass products I've tried in the past, I've never been super impressed with. But I just randomly picked these up and they have just been amazing. I love them. So the first one, you guys probably guessed, is the Ambient Strobe Lighting Blush Palette. So this is what it looks like. It's got got 3 of their blushes in here, and they're swirled with strobing powders, which are really highlighted powders. They have a bit of shimmer to them, and I just love this palette. I think like I've been using nothing but this palette. I have a mixture today of the coral and the berry shade on, so it's just kind of like a neutral pink color. I love every single shade in here. The formulas are so gorgeous and glowy. They just add life to your skin. I will say that if you are on the tan to dark side, these colors probably aren't going to show up that great on you. You will get a little bit of pigment payoff with probably the first and the last color, but this middle shade right here is definitely a mild color. And that's not to say that these aren't pigmented, because these are very pigmented. It's just the shades are more muted, I guess I should say. But I think this palette is phenomenal. It is just, to me, it was worth the actual price, and this was like $60, and I'm ashamed to say it, but YOLO. Another pretty expensive product that I purchased on a whim was the Illume Sheer Color Trio in the shade Sunset. So this is a cream contour blush and highlight palette from Hourglass, and the reason I purchased this is because for the past couple months I've been contemplating on whether to try out the Chanel Tan de Soleil Chanel. I don't know how to say it. What? How is it? It's the Chanel Soleil Tan de Chanel. Is that what it is? You guys get the picture. It's the cream bronzer from Chanel that everybody talks about. And I have been contemplating on whether to get that. And then I saw Nick from Pixie Woo use this palette in one of her tutorials this month. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is so pretty on her. She was raving about the quality, how easy it was to blend, and it just seemed like all of these products melted really perfectly into her skin. So I decided to go for this because it did have a blush and a highlighter in it, whereas if I would have stuck with the Chanel one, it would have just been a cream bronzer. This is also really travel friendly, and I love the color in here. The products are so emollient. They blend into the skin like a dream. You don't have to put any effort into blending these products in, and they last throughout the day. They're natural on the skin, and I would say as far as skin tone goes for this palette, I would say it would work all the way up to anywhere from like fair to like a light tan skin tone. I would say once you start getting to like the deeper tan, deeper skin tones, this might be a little light on you. But yeah, these two Hourglass products I got a lot of use out this past month, or a lot of use out of this past month. Oh, dear Jesus. This is the Becca First Light Priming Filter Primer. Everybody's been seeing this on social media, I'm sure, throughout the month of January. Becca released this, and they did a lot of promos, and it's basically a lavender tinted primer that's supposed to make your skin look more awake, more youthful, rejuvenated, and I believe it totally does that. Not only does it leave your skin looking just so healthy for makeup, it really does prep your face, and it makes you look like you've had a couple extra hours of sleep. Not sure how that's possible. I guess it does have something to do with the lavender tint in here, but this is a really interesting product, not only for the color, but also just the texture of it, the way it smells. It smells like lemons and ginger, and I just think it's such a nice, luxurious product. And it also, not only is it luxurious, but it also works, if that makes sense. It's also worth the luxurious price tag that is attached to it. So really have been enjoying it. Alright guys, so that was it for my monthly favorites. Let me know what you have been loving throughout the month of January, or what you were loving throughout January. I like reading your suggestions as I go through and respond to comments. If you have any questions, feel free to leave those down below as well. And sorry about the lighting. I realize it's kind of like dodging in and out throughout this video, but hey, we got it done. All the favorites have been accounted for and spoken about. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.